Hey yo, this is your captain speaking, and welcome back to Red Pen, the home of streetboarding. Today, I'm going to teach you how to drop in on your streetboard. So, if you are watching this, you are probably fairly new to streetboarding. Before we go any further, I want to ask you, of course, if you see that hype button, give us a hype here on the Red Pen channel. And there are a few other channels you should be following to keep up to date on the latest and greatest from streetboarding. Go check out Sergi Nicholas, both on YouTube and on your other socials. A female focused channel run by Sophie, one of our crew. David Streetboard, aka David La Rota, on YouTube. One of the best, don't test, man. And there's Streetboard World Series. That's the latest and greatest from the streetboard competition scene. But now, first of all, before you try to drop in on your streetboard, you need to be confident riding a mini ramp. So you want to be comfortable, and probably more comfortable than me on a mini ramp, pumping back and forth from normal to fakie. I personally am more of a street rider. I don't feel at home in transition, so it's something I should be doing more of. But even when you are good and you've been skating for years like me, just a bit of casual pumping will do wonders. Also, great workout. Woo! Then, once you are comfortable pumping up to the coping, one thing that is really important is what ramp you choose to do your first drop in on. Now, this is probably just a little bit higher than I would recommend. You want to think, where are you most comfortable? Are you confident to do your first drop in into a mini ramp, or do you want to do it on a quarter pipe where you don't have to worry about what's going to happen at the other end? One thing to be aware of is when you do drop in, you carry in a lot more speed over to the other side. So once you're up the top of the ramp, you strapped in, you are ready to try your first drop in. If you are familiar with how a skateboarder drops in generally from the tail, we are not going to be doing that. A few people have done it, holding on to get into position. Streetboarders, we drop in a completely different way. Now, to drop in, these are going to be the stages you're going to go through. It's going to be a pivot, obviously leading with your front foot. So if you ride right-footed, that is goofy. If you do ride with your left foot forward, that is regular. You're going to be pivoting around your back shoulder. So you almost want to move your shoulders and have most of your body weight over your back foot. You are going to be pivoting out and stepping out into the unknown. It does feel really scary the first time you do it. Once you're out there and your foot is hovering above the ramp, you're going to step down onto your front foot. And do be aware, you probably will fall the first time you're going to do it. The most common way you're going to fall is going to be slipping backwards onto your back hip. Make sure you do cover them. I would wear a helmet, and then also elbow pads, knee pads and wrist guards, especially these first times you're trying it. You don't want to be worried about getting hurt. You want to be learning this skill, which is going to be key in taking you forward to perhaps one day competing at the Streetboard World Championships. So ensure you're padded up. You've got your rear trucks nicely locked against the coping. You're leaning over your back foot. You're pivoting over your back foot 90 degrees into the unknown. You are then going to step down until your front foot makes contact with the ramp. Now, as I just mentioned, most of the time you're going to be leaning too far back. So this is thinking that as you are stepping out and stepping down, you want to be transferring your weight onto your front. You don't want to go too far because then you will stick and fall forwards. Now, I'm a huge believer in visualization. Before you do try stepping into the unknown and dropping in on a streetboard for your first time, in the days leading up to it, visualize how you expect it to feel. So you're ready. You are pivoting and down. So remember, weight over your back foot, pivot around. Once you have dropped in once, it's time to get up and do it again. If you have fallen the first time, and as long as you're wearing pads, you're feeling all right, try and give it a go straight away, because there's nothing like walking away from a session with even more fear than you went into it with. And then if you have done it, practice it over and over and over again. This way you will ingrain it in your muscle memory and you will be able to do it every single time without fail. So there you go. You have now dropped in for the first time. It's such a key skill and it will open up skate parks all over the world for you. Keep practicing it, because soon enough you won't think twice about dropping in. So remember, keep it locked right here on Red Pen, the home of streetboarding. Hit that subscribe button. We don't just do tutorials, we got product reviews, guides like Strapped In and What, the ultimate streetboard binding guide, and of course we've got the best all out raw streetboard sections. Woo!